Yo, Elliot. Really good question that I can relate to personally from our buddy Robert. Long story short, but then I'll give you some details. When he's working towards his goals in life, and there are many, our buddy is pretty ambitious, pretty active. He's a go-getter. He finds, and that includes also the gym, working out and staying healthy. He finds that, well, his libido is kind of low. He just does, he wants to have sex with his girlfriend because, of course, he enjoys that type of intimacy with her. And of course, she wants it because she wants to be loved. She wants to be, she wants to feel desired by her man. This is one of the most important things that for women is to let them know that they feel desired. And if you don't want to fuck her, she's not going to feel desired. He says, I don't have a problem with libido. It just so happens that when all of my goals are being pursued, that I'm just not interested. He didn't have a problem getting an erection. So those of you guys who say, maybe he needs pills or something. No, that's not the issue. And he's a young dude, 20 years old, of course. But he understands something. He understands that stress accumulates within the body and that we begin sacrificing lower priority desires and implications, things, in order to work for the higher. Your body will in essence keep you muscularly weak if it's working very hard on maintaining a healthy immune system, because you're in an environment where there's lots of illness. In other words, your body chooses the most important things. Detoxifying your body is very important. It's very high on that list. Your immune system is second on that list. Then comes stuff like building muscle, and having sex is way down on the list. It's really very low down on your body's priority list. Now, being procreative and generative is very important for mankind. So let me listen to you. Let me explain his situation, and then I'm going to give you some bits of advice, wisdom, ideas that might support you. Long story short, I already gave you the short, so I'm going to give you a long story. I've been chasing my dreams, chasing my goals, improving myself mentally and emotionally, and getting closer every day. Thanks to your bioenergetic exercises, I'm more grounded. I feel more energized. And my stammering is way better. I guess he had stammering. Everything is perfect, but there's one problem. Not getting much sleep. And I usually sleep from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m., usually even less because I've got lots of stuff to do. For example, improving my speech, reading ebooks, and stretching. I simply can't yield to sleep. You're a warrior right now, brother. You're identified with the warrior archetype, okay? And that's okay. You need to be a fucking warrior sometimes to get the shit that you want. And you're 20 years old. You're in warrior land. And in many ways, you're doing the right thing. Now, I couldn't deal with that little sleep, but you do what your body tells you to do. His studies are good. He's focused on his dream. He's conquered his fears. He's taken courses, big steps for him. He's doing a lot of really good shit. He trains at the gym. He does yoga. He stretches, improves his posture. He's deep squats, plyometrics, nearly everything. I will create something new in my country, he says. Latvia. This is very important. Listen to the way I'm saying this and what our friend says. I will create something new in my country. Latvia. And I know that my fitness program will be successful and sales will be high. I simply see it. I was destined to greatness, and my program will be my gift to the world. I see myself as a great trainer, and I will be my debut. It will be my debut, he says. He goes on and on. Fucking incredible. That word procreative, right? Because the whole function of sex, when it boils down to the physicality of it, is to procreate. Now, there is access to a form of consciousness that's available through sexual union that you're lacking. But right now, you're a fucking warrior. So you put your dick down and you pick up your sword. And that's a place that you need to be, especially because you're looking to save your people. Okay, so I'm going to use this word I'm going to give you the dictionary definition of the word procreative, because that's what you think you're lacking, your procreative abilities, because your dick can't get hard when your woman wants you to screw her. You would say that your procreative abilities have been diminished. Now, the word procreative, according to the dictionary, is capable of reproducing, generative, right? So the very first definition is capable of reproducing and generative. Let's look up that word generative. I'm going to use my generative. I love the fact that I could just speak into this.
Generative, relating to or capable of production or reproduction.
Okay, generative. But there's another definition that I wanted to read to you. Okay, reproduction. But yes, I wish I kept it. Anyway, generativity, I'm not going to find it right now. Generativity also means taking care for the well-being of future generations. Someone who's generative. A generative person thinks about the youth and upcoming generations, your children's children. That's a very generative person. So someone who is procreative is also generative. Is someone who's creating something and also thinking about the future. Did you follow where I'm going here with this? So you're very procreative. You're very generative. The thing is, you've got your dick in the world and not in your woman. So when your woman is spread open and saying, come and take me, baby, you simply don't have the energy because you've been fucking all day long. Do you get it? Sexual energy is sexual energy, and like all energy, it's, to a degree, of course, if you're a physicist, you'll disagree with me, but you'll have, the reasons are less important for my demonstration here. But energy it goes away. There's only so much of it until it turns into another form. And all the energy that you have is in the form of you achieving your goals, thinking about the future generations in your country, Latvia, all the great things that you're doing. You're a generative king in that way. You're a warrior and you're a king. And you're going out into the world with your sword and you're using it like a big old penis. You have no time for the lover. You have no time for your woman. I'm not saying right or wrong here, brother. I'm not placing any judgment. I'm just giving you perspective on why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. Maybe it's time to say goodbye to women for a while. I'm too fucking busy. I'm busy and I'm making some headway. I'm getting some shit done. Building castles. No time for women. That's a sacrifice, right? You give up that pleasure associated with your woman, but you gain that much more energy to deal with your goals without the nagging of a woman. Because when you're focused, men are single-minded. When we're focused on one thing, anything else is a nag. It doesn't have to be your woman, it could be anything. Or you sacrifice a little bit of what you think you want to achieve in the world and you give it to your woman. But you gotta sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice some from over here to give over there. That might mean, well, you know what, I can't lift weights like I usually do. That might be one to give up, since the muscular system is very low on the priority scale, and if you want to get your dick hard, you might want to stop lifting weights. I would continue walking, breathing, stretching, yoga, because those are anabolic exercises. Those are exercise modalities that build you up, that actually cultivate energy. You see, meditation, breathing, qigong build energy in your body, as opposed to weight training that steals energy from your body. Now, if you're involved in weight training and that happens to be that's your thing, that's your gift to the world, because you mentioned personal training, then so be it. But then just notice that you're not going to have time for women. This is not me saying this is the case for everyone, but you just explained your case to you, and I'm answering your question. So what do you want? The reason why I began this video with I can relate is because, look, I put my dick in the world every time I make these videos. Right? All that I do through social media and publishing and these videos is a piece of my dick going into the world. And I also have a woman, and I've got 4 children, 3 girls, which they all need to feel desirable, especially by daddy. Right? those of you with dirty minds, it basically means I need my daughters to feel that I love them and that I find them to be beautiful, growing women, right? Every woman, every little girl, that's what they need. So I've got to balance. I got to do this. Sometimes my wife is breathing in my ear. She's wanting me bad, and I like, baby, sometimes I got to cultivate the energy because I've been so busy in the world trying to provide, obviously, for them even. You know, I do this, like, babe, I fuck the world so that we're comfortable enough to fuck at home. And I either have to turn her down, and different seasons, of course. You know, there's some times when, you know, you're really putting it in. There's some times that you take out. Like right now, I'm not fucking the world so hard. When I say fuck, I don't mean destroying. I mean giving your seeds to the world. So hard right now, so I have a lot. I have a lot for my women, all my women. I have lots for them. And I give there. And then I take back and I give to the world. One last bit, and this might sound strange, and you know, I don't want it to ruin the whole video, but just based on my research and experience, if you do have sex with your woman, learn how to control your ejaculation. Give her what she wants. Of course, she's gonna want all of you. She wants your man juice inside her. But if you can satisfy her enough by giving her orgasm, making her feel as if she's, you know, the most important thing is that you make her feel like she's desirable and she's worth fucking, then you give that to her. But reserve your actual seeds, the actual physical energy that comes out of your body, because you need it, because you're still doing other shit. You're still doing other things. Preserve it for yourself. And so, you know, perhaps every other time you have sex with her, you ejaculate. And there's a whole science behind that. You can go look it up, like Taoist sex and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm done.
Yo, Elliot,